Hi all, welcome back. Red Storm, Dark Blue Defection, Scenario 5, Dark Blue Defection. This is my part 30, I think. Is it 30? Yeah, I think it's 30. Hopefully the last part. You know what, if it's not, well, it is going to be the last part. I'm just going to squeeze it in. Um, because, well, I've been making a big blunder throughout this scenario. I was hopeful. I thought last comments of John's, I hadn't replied to them. I thought I'll just chuck the question out there just in case my memory is that bad that uh, I have been not applying the maneuver modifier because this whole scenario has been at night. And so I thought I'll just put a question out, ask him just in case. And unfortunately, I got the answer back saying that, yeah, he missed it as well. And I believe his playthrough of the scenario 2, which I don't know if he's playing along at the moment or that, but he's certainly played the scenario before. It sounds like he's completely missed that rule as well. So there we go. I want to say something in the back of my mind tells me that I spoke about it at some point, noticed it, but maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, there it's there, written there on the player aid, just there, not applicable at night. I think, I don't know whether the bit in brackets kind of puts you off because manoeuvre differential, and you don't really need to read the bit in brackets because you kind of know what it means because you've looked at it before and you think, right, obviously we subtract the enemy from the flight's manoeuvre rating, and then that just doesn't mean that you read on and you kind of miss that. But now I'm not blaming the player aid for it at all. I'm blaming myself, and it looks like John might have done something similar. I mean, not only that, there's other people been watching this video, the series. I'm not wanting to call yous out as such, but I've had comments from yous. And look, we've all missed it. It looks like we've all missed it. Nobody said nothing about that one. But it's kind of huge because I do recall having +4 and -4s respectively, depending on what side you're looking at, which is a huge modifier. Which, yeah, it means that I cannot, after getting so far, getting mother out of trouble and all the lucky die rolls, I cannot now go and say, yes, we're victorious here, because, yeah, no, I can't, because, well, could you still, I suppose I could still say I've got the 14 points out of that, but I mean, where'd you go with that? I've shot down aircraft that I shouldn't have shot down, maybe. So I can't do it. There would have been morale rolls with other modifiers that maybe shouldn't have been there, that maybe would have aborted or disordered flights, that, then they wouldn't be able to get back in the game. And I'm talking about, all these, there's 3 Warsaw Pact flights right now that are disordered. Try to get back in the fight. There is a possibility. I couldn't, without going back and looking at all the numbers and watching all the video footage and whatever, but there's a possibility that some of the modifiers, some of the dice rolls are quite close, and it could be the case of a -1 modifier here or there. And they might not have had that modifier because how I've done things. Yeah. So there you go. It looks like it's caught us all out. Yes, indeed. Right, so let's just wrap it up then. Well, I'll finish the scenario. I'll finish the scenario because Markov's got a chance of maybe having a shot at something. Right, I didn't put a marker down there, but we've activated 2 flights. Yeah, so it's over to them to activate the flights. I should be able to make this out quite a short part, and we'll count up the numbers, but I can't really look at the number. Oh, 3 and a 3. Right, so three flights for the... Well, that was the one I was worried about happening, coming up first for them, eh? But, yeah, I think nothing really matters anymore here. That's a shame. It's a shame, but then, I don't know, maybe I was lucky to get away with how I got away with things. But well, hopefully, again, it's one of these things that will hopefully stick in my head now, and next time we come to it, we'll know at night it doesn't apply. Right, 3 flights for them to move. They have, I want to say 4, yeah, they've got 4 flights. So 2, I want to say it's 2 hearts and 2 diamonds, isn't it? Yeah, Wolf's a heart, Markov's a heart, is he? No, he's a diamond. Mecklen's a heart. So 2 hearts, 2 diamonds. So let me roll, I'll say hearts are odd, because we need 3 flights. Let me just do, hearts are odd, so it's even. So it's going to be the diamonds. So between Klein and it's Markov, isn't it? Yeah, and he's fully in that hex, remember? Who's closest? Well, Mecklen's adjacent, Markov's adjacent. So I'll say Markov's odd to see who goes first. And it's a 1, so it is going to be him. So he's really the only one that might try and do something. So what's it going to be? Right, so Vegas he's adjacent to Vegas, but Vegas is not a good ordered flight. So his nearest flight is 1, 2, 3 hexes away, because this can be considered in both hexes. 1, 2, 3. This is 4 away, but again, this is not in good order either, because it's a Borton now. So 108 flight is his target, and let's play red card 5. So, and he's not got BVR, has he? No. So he's going to attempt, and that's right. He's not got any markers on him, has he? He's at high altitude. 108 flights at medium altitude. So he's going to want to. Well, let's have a look. We've not been here for a while either. Well, we could roll on both of these, but if it turns out to be BVR, it would go to attempt standard area. So if we roll the dice, and it can't BVR because it's not got BVR weapons, and probably some other things might come in it. But it's not got BVR weapons, so it's going to do this. So to determine the target, we'll select the nearest detected human player flight, ignoring human player flight stacked with bot flights, random select ties, and then remember the DBD rules say that it's got the preference a good order flight first. So that's why we're going for a 108 flight, which is in good order. It's got a crippled aircraft and an undamaged aircraft. And I've got it written on this piece of paper. It's got a -2 aggression level. And it's spent 4 fuel. Right. So, moves follows combat or dash throttle whichever is needed to engage. Move to enter an enemy flight hex at same altitude if able. From near hemisphere if possible. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is all going to be doable. And then it's going to try and engage. I mean, the engagement attempts are not so easy. Mecklen's got a... Oh no, it's Markov, isn't it? Yeah, his aggression's 0, so maybe a better chance at it. So he's want to drop an altitude band and enter this hex. Right, he's on the spine. How does this work again? With the defenders on the spine. I think I just enter this hex and then the combat takes place in there. Or if I enter that hex, the combat takes place in there. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Let's just go with that, Grant. So, Markov, MiG-25, at a high altitude, his normal speed is 5, which is good enough. So, he's going to go 1. And he's going to descend an altitude band. So he's got 4 movement points left. He's going to go, I think he's just going to go straight ahead. So 2, and then he's going to enter the hex, and he's got 2 movement points left. So I think if the engagement doesn't go ahead, 108 flight still stays on the spine and Markov sits in that hex. But if the engagement does go ahead, 108 flight comes down into the hex as well. I feel good about that, but I'm still feeling the need to look it up. So give me a sec. Yeah, we have to roll. Yeah, we have to roll for engagement, but within 11.3 combat, if the defender is on a hex side, the attacker determines which adjacent hex the combat takes place in. Both flights are moved into the combat hex, retaining their current orientation. So, yeah, I think that's right, because we're moving into the hex that he's in, and we're saying he's in that hex. So we're moving in behind him. We've got him in our front arc. We're in his rear arc. Yeah, that's all good. So we've got 2 movement points left. We've dropped to medium altitude as well. So we're going to check for engagement now. We need to play the card 1. And right, let's have a look at that then. Okay, so checking. Defender detected and not stacked. Yeah, he is detected. However, Markov is not detected, so that's going to affect our attempt to engage, but not that we're so fussed about engaging, I don't think. Defender within 1 hex and same altitude or 1 altitude below. Yeah, not the same hex tax. Yeah, all good. Right, so he's going to be rolling for a base 14. However, we're going to be rolling for base 16 because he's undetected. So let's check him first though. His aggression value is, did I say it was 0? It is 0. Target in different altitude band. No. No for him, but that'll be a yes for us. No. So no modifiers, but it still does need a 14. So let's see how we go on here. He's rolled 17. So it's going to happen. So that's a yes. So, well, let's have a look at us. Our aggression value is, what did I say? Now, this is a 108 flight, so it's -2. Doesn't apply. This does apply, so it's -3. So we're getting a -3, and we need a 16. So, we can see some surprise coming up here, I think. So 16 with a -3. That's 8, so that's not going to cut it. So the result is attacker yes, defender no, which means they get surprise, we get disadvantage. Okay, so just wondering if we should disengage here, because we've got 1 crippled flight aircraft and 1 undamaged aircraft. Yeah, we shouldn't we? He's got 3 aircraft. Soviet doctrine's going to kick in. Hang on, he's a MiG-25. No, they're not. Yeah, there's none of them that are going to work this scenario. So he is going to be rolling on the 2 column. However, we're on the 1 column, and our aggression's -2. Yeah, let's just. Yeah, and this is where I was looking at maneuver. I was comparing them and working out and saying to myself, do I want to go ahead with this? Do I want to disengage? Or I was even looking at them before I even rolled. Well, if I got a result of yes and he got a result of no, to see if I would attack. So yeah, big failure. Big failure in this one. Yeah. Okay. Oh well. It happens, It happens. Okay, so we are going to disengage, I'm pretty sure. So, well, he's going to roll first. Well, that we need to check the disengaging. But yeah, I'm going to disengage, because still going to get morale rolls. Or should I? Should I just give it one last shot? Might get lucky with a die roll. To be honest, this is going to be the last activity of the game anyway, isn't it? Aggression differential is going to be -2 for me. Geometry is going to be an R -1. I'm disadvantaged. Yeah, I'll disengage. I'll disengage. Well, it gives a -2 modifier to him, and then it stops us from scattering. Yeah, we might end up across the other side of the front, to be honest. And we might, if we roll odd, we could end up the other side of the front at low altitude. Yeah, let's disengage. Let's disengage to avoid that as well. Okay, so him, he didn't climb it, he dropped a level, so none of these apply. Well, the thing is, none of these apply, but this doesn't apply, so yeah. Okay, right. Well, we know it's happened, Grant. Let's get on with it. Aggression differential, that does apply though. So, Markov's a 0 and the 108 flight's -2. So it's a +2 for him, it's going to be a -2 for us. +2, he's going to get a +1 there. Doesn't apply, he's going to get another +3 there, so hang on. +2, +1, +3, +6. No, that does apply, taking it down to +4. That does apply, taking it down to a +1. Right, so he's got a +1 on the 2 column. +1 on the 2 column. Here we go. 11, 12. Maybe it might be 1. Maybe it might get 1. Where are we? 12 on the 2 column. Yeah, he's getting 1 shot opportunity. Okay, so his weapons are Markov. Well, he's only got infrared missiles. He doesn't have a gun, so he's not going to get the extra +1 here. But his infrared missiles have a +2 combat value, so he's getting a +2 to this with just 1 shot. So here we go, with a +2. Oh gosh, that's bad. So that's 20. 18 +2 is 20. You know what? I think that might have just taken us out of shot down range. It has. Look at that. Wow. That was lucky. So, yeah, I rolled too high there. 18 +2 is 20. So there's 1 aircraft damaged. So let me flip this over and then we need to check. He only had the 1 shot, remember. So let's see what flight's going to be damaged. However, before that, we do need to check for depletion. Now, his depletion number is 3, I think. No, it's... Yeah, his infrared missiles, Markov, innit? Depletion numbers are 3. He didn't fire... He just fired the 1 shot, so lesser than or equal to 3. He's rolled a 10, so his weapons are fine. So aircraft in our flight, we've got, right, this is where I've got it written on the bit of paper, right, but I've got aircraft 1 is crippled, right, and 2 is undamaged. That's for this 108 flight. I had to do an extra wee bit. So we've got 2 aircraft, the number 1's crippled, number 2's undamaged, so we need to roll. This is just a 1 die roll on the 2 column to see which aircraft is damaged. We've rolled a 7 on the 2 column as I think we've got lucky there actually, because with that would have shot down the crippled, wouldn't it? I'm not sure. Does it make any difference? Maybe it does, because you've got bailouts. So we rolled a 7 on the 2 column, and it's a 2. It's a straight up 2 rather than a C2. If it had been a C2, it would have damaged the crippled aircraft, and I want to say that would have shot it down. Is that right? I think so. However, it didn't do that, So the second aircraft is now not undamaged. It's now going to be damaged. So I'm going to write that in. It's going to score out the un. So we've got 1 damaged and 1 crippled aircraft. Okay. Yeah, we disengaged. That's right. So we're not getting involved in this. Okay, so on to morale now for both of us. I'll just do his first. So on the air combat, modifiers are his aggression value is 0. He had surprise, +1 there. +1 because he damaged one of the aircraft. That's a +2. That's going to apply to us. So he's got a +2 to the morale roll. And he's rolled 17. Wow. So 19 is going to be good, isn't it? Yeah. Jets in check, so nothing doing. Right, for us, however, aggression value is -2. We were disadvantaged. -3. Another -1 there. That's -4. Another -2 there. So -6 for us. 12. So that's 6. Not quite a bort, but it's going to be disordered, isn't it? So -2 is aggression and disordered. So his aggression is now maxed out at -3, and he's disordered. Yeah. Okay. Have we got any disorder markers? Come on. Don't think there is. Right, okay, we'll finish this off. Well, we've got to scatter. Well, remember, we don't scatter, and we don't get marked with a maneuver marker because we disengaged. Right, hang on, we've not even put... I tend to forget to do this. Just get right into it, don't I? Where are we? Markov and 108. Right, so Markov... So that would have moved into the hex, and Markov would have... He's facing this side of this hex. And our 108 flight's facing along the spine. We're both at medium altitude. His 2 points of movement would go away as soon as combat... If the combat hadn't engaged, then we would have still been able to use that. Okay, so Markov is facing the side. So it's on this one. He's going to roll 1 dice. See what we get. Odd's going to drop him. He's got a 10, so he's not going to move his altitude. He's going to go down to the right. Yeah, we're not rolling on that anyway. Right, so down to the right is here. No, it's not. Hang on. That's up to the left. That's up to the right, isn't it? Yeah, so it's down to the right. It's that hex there. And he's... Well, he was already... what's it? Undetected anyway. So he moves down there. And the 108 flight does not scatter, however he does become undetected as well. He's medium. Right, Markov gets marked with a... I'm going to put that on the card. A maneuver marker. I'm going to put his medium altitude marker on there. 108. The 108 flight does not get marked with a maneuver marker because he disengaged. However, he does get a... He was disordered. So I'm going to have to find another disordered counter. Give me a sec. Okay, there we are. That's a 108 flight now, so that's him away. And we would have lost on our victory point there as well, so... well, not that that's going to matter. Like I say, I'm going to have to put this down to a failure. Because nobody knows what would have happened, I think. Anyway, okay, so... I think that's the combat over. Markov's marked as finished. Right, 2 more initiatives. Markov's the diamond, so the other diamond is Klein. You know what? Right, set him speed of 4. He's only going to go around this, right? So free turn 1, 2, free turn 3, free turn, and then 4 into there, just as I've done before. Stay in. Yeah, MiG-23's got stuff on his. Right, so stay in there. Just staying adjacent to the orbit point. That's him. Right, I've got one other flight for them to move. It's either going to be Wolf or Mechlin. Wolf's odd. It is odd. So Wolf flight is just going to do the same. It's kind of pointless. So not free turn. I'm going to do a 60-degree turn for 1.2. He's at high. Yeah, he gets 4 movement points as well. Yeah, free turn 3, free turn, and then 4 into there. Staying disordered, staying at high altitude. Marked finished. It's all a bit pointless, all this, isn't it? So all that's left is Mechlin flight for them. That's their initiative over. Okay, I suppose we should stick by the book. Well, I don't know why. So I made a mess of the scenario. Right, over to us. We've got a 4. So we've got 2. Initiative of 2. Well, we can land our aircraft. So I'm going to take that deck marker away. I'm going to take the abort marker away because I think as soon as I land, I get that. I'll take that max turn marker away as well. It's all a bit of a stretch up there, Grant. So he's not got any markers left. And he's done. I landed, hopefully. Or somebody can let me know if that's not quite right, but looked pretty good to me. And then 108's disordered, Vegas is disordered. Yeah, let's just jump on Vegas there. He's at medium altitude. Got a speed of 4. 1, 2, 3, free turn 4. That's him now around his rally point, orbit point. So we can now try and remove that disorder. He's not going to have any turns to do it. Oh, well, he's going to get a roll out of this turn. Do you need to roll these things, Grant? Come on, just call it a day. Right, that's my 2 initiatives over. Back in the cup. Warsaw Pact, they only have 1 flight to go. Come on, Grant, just wrap it up, please. That's a 2 in the large, 1 in the small. That's going to finish the Warsaw Pact up. Mechlin's just going to go, right, he's stuffing his card here. He's at high, he's got a speed of 4. So 1, he's going to spend the movement point. 1, 2, free turn, 3, free turn, 4. He's going to end up in this hex here. Oh, they've still got Klein. Did I just draw a 1 there? You know what? It doesn't matter, does it? Let's just wrap this up. You know, I'm just moving things around orbit points. There's nothing more to do. We're going to roll to see if they remove their disorder. Yeah, there's nothing more to do. Let's just call it a that, because we've made a big blunder through the scenario anyway. Nothing's going to change. So, right, let me get the blue cubes off and let's just wrap this up. Yeah, I was just thinking the only thing it could be is if any flights have got to recover, they would want to be their own side of the front, but I don't think that's an issue either. Just drop 3 blue cube. So looking across, Mechlin has a crippled aircraft, but he's on his own side of the front. Wolf has a damaged aircraft. Again, he's on his own side of the front. That's him there, isn't it? And for our side of things, well, Mother's got a damaged aircraft. She's landed, so I think that maybe just we don't need to roll for that. And no, not Dodge. 108 flight. Oh, where's he? Yeah, no, I deliberately didn't want to scatter him because he might have moved into one of these two hexes and dropped altitude and been on the other side of the front. I think there he's okay. I want to say, because that hex is fine and the front comes down here, so I'm not 100% sure. Well, you know what? We hadn't moved 108 flight yet, so he's got a speed of 4. I'm sure he could probably have gone to this hex or this hex, which would have been the other side. I'm pretty sure it was fine. Okay. So, let's see. Hopefully I'm not ending up rushing things here. I suppose I'm just trying to wrap this up though after finding out the bad news. So, we would move into the fuel phase. There was nobody dashed, nothing to do. Track phase, it doesn't matter, does it? We don't need to roll for that. SAM acquisition, flights roll for disorder recovery. Okay, we could do that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't benefit anything, I don't think. Somebody can jump in and tell me if for some reason it does. Roll to remove shutdown markers. Well, we've got this shutdown again. It doesn't matter. Yeah, nothing matters. Right, so completing scenario recovery phase. Roll for recovery of any remaining on-map flights. 20.2. And then you would have bomb damage assessment phase. We don't need to do that. And then victory phase. Well, there's a big asterisk to that anyway. So 20.2 is the recovery phase. So let's look at that. At the end of the scenario, all aircraft on a side must be recovered. Those that do not recover safely count as destroyed for victory point purposes. Aircraft in a flight that lands at a friendly open airfield during a scenario automatically recover safely. Well, our bombers did. F111, that's Slam, innit? He didn't have any damage stuff. He was the only one that landed. So, well, that and Mother. But it seems to me, the way I'm reading the helicopter rules, that was her recovery way of doing it. So I don't think I need to roll for that. Again, somebody can tell me if that's not the case. Aircraft on a flight that exits the east or west map edge. None of that happened. Or end the scenario on the map, automatically recover safely and do not need to roll for recovery unless the flight's fuel point allowance has been exceeded. Well, that doesn't apply. The flight exits the north-south, right, that doesn't apply. The flight has damaged or crippled aircraft. So that's condition C. If only condition C applies, roll only for the damaged or crippled aircraft in the flight. This roll takes place in the fuel phase of the turn the flight exits during a scenario, or in the recovery phase if it ends the scenario on the map. Roll 2 dice for each aircraft. If the roll is 2 or greater, the aircraft recovers safely. Otherwise, the aircraft is lost. Yeah, so where do we get this? Parade card 3 for modifiers. Aircraft. Parade card 3, not used that one a lot here. Right. Recovery. Yeah, here we are. So we've done this before. That's not going to apply. So you're going to get a -2 if the aircraft's damaged, a -7 if it's crippled. This isn't going to apply either. If the roll is greater than or equal to 2, the aircraft recovers. Right, so let's just do that. So over at our side, well, we think Mother's landed. She had the damaged helicopter. We think we don't need to roll for her. 108 flight has got a crippled aircraft. Oh, hang on, sorry. My bad, I forgot. One of them has been damaged now as well. So we've got a damaged and a crippled aircraft on 108 flight. So let's roll for the crippled aircraft on 108 flight. And that's going to get a -7. Is it? -7. So for the crippled aircraft, 2 dice, and we need greater than or equal to 2, but we've got a -7 here. Oh, that's bad. 9. Oh, just getting away with it. 9 minus 7 is 2. For those 2 or greater, the aircraft recovers. Okay, so we're good with that, only just. And we'll roll for the damaged aircraft, and we only got a -2 to this. Yeah, so you've got to roll really bad here. And then for the, rather than swing across, Mechlin Flight has a crippled aircraft. So with a -7 for it, 11 minus 7 is 4, so it's okay. And it's got Wolf's got a damaged aircraft, number 3 aircraft's damaged, so yeah, that's fine. So nothing there, but all the points count as victory points, but like we've said, there's a big question mark over all the victory points now. Okay, that's it. I think that's it. Well, we could count out the points as is shown, but I'm certainly not going to start grinning like a cat saying that I've achieved a victory here. So right, well, we need the DBD rules, probably a piece of paper, a pencil, and let's see what we've got. Right. So victory conditions. Extract Nikolai Krasnov to NATO side of the front. Oh, hang on, can I show you this? Maybe. I'm just folding the book overall, but this isn't the best. Right, that's all the victory conditions there. So extract Nikolai Krasnov. But yeah, so we're gonna say we've done that. Well, we did do that, but then there could be question marks to that as well, because we might have took aircraft out of the game that we shouldn't have been taken out, and etc. etc. So anyway, get 14 points for that. NATO victory points for Warsaw Pact aircraft shot down or crashed. Right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 of them, so that's another 8 points. Warsaw Pact victory point for NATO aircraft shot down or crashed. Well, they shot down one of Mother's aircraft, so they're going to get 4 points for that. That was only one that got shot down. Enemy aircraft recovers crippled. So, hang on. Right, from our point of view, they had 1 enemy aircraft that recovered crippled, so we get 2 points for that. For their point of view, we had 1 aircraft recover crippled, so they get 2 points for that. Enemy aircraft recovers damaged. They had stop, Grant, stop, I'm making a mistake. We had no, that's right. We had 1 crippled, 1 damaged on 108 flight. Yeah. So they had 1 crippled, we had 1 crippled, yeah? Right, enemy aircraft recovers damage. They've got 1, so we get 1 point for that. And we've got 1, which is the 108 flight. Now, I'm not going to count the Mother flight, because I don't think that counts, because she landed. Hang on, no, Grant, hang on. She's still recovered. Nah, you've got to count that, Grant. You've got to count that. Because she was damaged, and although she safely recovered by landing, it still means that there's points. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said that at the time. So, in actual fact, they'll get 2 points for 2 damaged aircraft we had. Enemy crew member killed or captured. Oh. Well, I shot down 1, 2, 3, 4 of their flights, and I've not took a note of anything. Oh, I have. Was that the last scenario? Because what's all this nonsense on the other side, Grant? I think this might have been the last scenario. Killed in action. I think this was me looking at the last scenario, I think. So I want to say nobody was shot. No. I don't know. I could be wrong with that. But you know what? It probably doesn't matter. Right, and then finally, enemy SAM or AA unit totally destroyed or heavily damaged. We've done none of that. We didn't get so fortunate with that. So my total is 25. They've got 4, 6, 8. So we take 8 away from 25. We end up with 17. Oops. Which is, I think it's the same condition, same victory level. So 17. So we would have been sitting at a victory with that. But yeah, we're going to have to just accept that we can't really count that because we got it all wrong. So I don't know what would have happened. There's no real way of knowing, like, but at least it's come to light, and well, obviously John didn't notice it either. The thing is, that's in the main rules as well. Yeah, it looks like that one must have caught John out throughout his gaming experience of the game, unless, of course, maybe he's never played many games at night, because it just doesn't apply at night. It's fine through the day. So, okay. Right, well that's that. That's that done. Bit disappointing finish. Thought I was going to so I'm not a Houdini after all. I'm a cheater. I'm a cheater, Hal. Not a Houdini. So there we go. Right. So that's me for the night. I'll probably start getting, because I've still got time off work. I'm going to have some time coming up. I do want to try and move across to the other table. And my target was, once the scenario got wrapped up, was to do that. And I don't know, I was talking about the game. Hang on. No, I can't. The boxes are over there. And it was, this is what I'm going to put. It's Warstorm series. And it's Normandy, the beginning and the end. And it's a tactical game. But this is the solo expansion. Here's the solo expansion. I'm not so keen on the cover of that, to be honest. But anyway, Alone in the Storm. So, and it looks really interesting. So I'm gonna try this. Hopefully, eventually. And I've got to make. I was trying to draw out a wee sort of turn track thing because it was missing, which I said, and going to give that a go. But I'll tell you what, I'm more than likely going to clear this off the table. I'm not going to do it tonight. It's getting a bit too late. But I guess I'll get up tomorrow morning and this will start getting put away, and the next scenario will start setting up. In fact, I might well start having a look at it. I've not tempted fate and had a look yet. Operation Colossus, NSC5. So there we go. Yeah. So I more than likely will set it up and probably get that started too within this next week, because I'm going to have some free time to be able to do it. So, but I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to put everything into it. I do want to get this other game started so that I've got something else on the go as well. Okay. Right, that's all for now, and well, might get some comments on that last part, but I don't think it's going to matter now. What comes in, it's bit of a blemish on what was quite nice. It was good. It seemed like a tough scenario, and it looked like we had just squeezed our way through it, and then okay, I'll not go on anymore. Right, I'll be back soon. Cheers.